Healthcare is one of the fastest growing industries in the world for data analysts right now. The BLS projects a 23% increase in healthcare data analyst roles from 2023 to 2033. And according to a recent 2026 job outlook report, healthcare is currently the fastest growing vertical in data analytics, with demand for qualified analysts actively outpacing supply. So the opportunity here is real and the jobs are there. But here's what I see happening. People decide they want to break into healthcare analytics. They go build some generic dashboards, learn a little bit of SQL, and then wonder why they're not hearing back from anyone. And the reason is pretty simple. Healthcare doesn't hire generic analysts. It hires people who understand the data they're working with, what it means, why it matters, and what the stakes are when something is off. And so I'll be upfront with you. I'm not a healthcare data analyst, but I am a data analyst who broke into the field by doing exactly what I'm going to walk you through today. When I was trying to make the switch, I was a billing supervisor. I wasn't a developer. I wasn't a CS grad. I was managing a billing and collections team. And when I finally landed my first real data analyst role, it was a business analyst position in the billing and credit department of a larger company. And I got that job not because I had the most technical skills in the room, but because I already understood the operations, the KPIs, and the problems that the department was trying to solve. And this is what made it clear to me that the technical skills may have gotten me through the door, or my resume got me through the door, but it was the domain knowledge that I had that sealed the deal. And that same principle applies directly to healthcare. And that's exactly what this video is going to be about. We'll start by talking about why healthcare and what makes it different. So like I mentioned, healthcare is one of the fastest growing verticals in data analytics right now. Entry-level roles start around $81,000 and the average sits closer to about $99,000 per year. This is not a backup plan industry. This is one of the better paying and more stable verticals you can target as a career changer. And the data you're working with itself is unlike anything you'll find in marketing or retail analytics, for example. Healthcare analysts work across electronic health records, which are massive, insurance claims, patient outcomes, operational data like bed utilization, things like that. It's really messy data, it's more regulated, and the margin for error is smaller because the decisions downstream affect real patients and real costs. Another big thing when it comes to healthcare analytics or healthcare data is HIPAA compliance. So HIPAA compliance and data governance are non-negotiable. You don't need to be a lawyer or anything like that, but you do need to understand why privacy and accuracy matter more in this space than almost anywhere else. And analysts who walk into interviews without any awareness of this signal immediately that they have not done their homework. Next, let's talk about the technical skills you need and how to actually build them. So the first big one is SQL. SQL is a foundational skill for this area. Healthcare organizations run on massive relational databases, things like patient records, claims data, billing systems, operational tables, and analysts need to be able to pull, filter, join, and aggregate that data accurately. Like I mentioned before, the data is very messy, so being good at SQL is going to really help you here. And SQL is not an optional skill here. It's one you should really focus on. It shows up in virtually every healthcare analyst job posting, and it's the first thing you'll be doing on the job, most likely. The next big one is Power BI, so the visualization layer that gets your analysts in front of people who need to act on it. I say Power BI because we're talking about big enterprise data here. And when it comes to BI tools, Power BI tends to have a bigger presence. Hospital administrators, operations managers, and finance teams are not opening raw query output. They need dashboards, and Power BI is the tool that most healthcare organizations are actually using to build them. So learning both SQL and Power BI together gives you that full pipeline from the back end to the front end to pulling the data and then also presenting it, which is exactly what hiring managers are looking for. And of course, we have to mention Excel because the world runs on Excel, and Excel still matters here too. So healthcare is one of those industries where spreadsheets never really went away. You're going to get reporting request, quick analysis, data handed to you from a system that doesn't connect with anything else. Excel is definitely going to come up at some point, and being comfortable with it rounds out your toolkit in a way that makes you immediately useful on day one. And now when it comes to learning Power BI and SQL specifically, I always recommend DataCamp, who's partnered with me for this video. So they have 2 tracks that map directly to everything we just covered: the Associate Data Analyst in SQL track and the Data Analyst in Power BI track. The SQL track starts from the ground up and walks you through querying, filtering, joining, and manipulating data. And these are the exact things you'll be doing when you're pulling from a healthcare database on the job. When it comes to the Power BI track, this takes you from zero to building full dashboards and reports, including data modeling and DAX functions. So by the time you finish, you have something that actually looks like a healthcare organization would want to see from an analyst. Everything runs inside the platform. This is one of the things I love about them. So there's no software to download or environment to set up. And one more thing I'll mention is that DataCamp has actually partnered with Microsoft and gets you 50% off the PL300 Power BI certification exam when you complete the Power BI track. I've earned this certification. I highly recommend it as something that establishes more credibility towards your Power BI skills. And so if you want something concrete on your resume that signals you know the tool, I would definitely take the time to earn that. So DataCamp gives you the best of both worlds here. You get the practical experience and a pathway to earning industry recognized certifications for a discounted price. You can find the link in the description. You can try it for free. Thanks again to DataCamp for sponsoring, and let's keep going with the rest of the video. The last thing we're going to talk about today is how to actually get hired. So like we established, your portfolio needs to reflect the domain, not just generic data sets. If you have just a bunch of random projects, that's not going to set you apart the way having a very specific portfolio will. Public healthcare data is widely available. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services at data.cms.gov is a good starting point, and building projects around questions like readmission rates, patient wait times, or cost versus utilization will immediately separate you from candidates submitting, again, another bike share or superstore analysis type report. Your project should show the problem, the data, the analysis, and the recommendation if you really want them to be strong projects. And again, niching down is important here. So niching down on a subdomain before you start applying is something I would recommend. Healthcare analytics covers a lot of ground, and trying to target everything means you stand out nowhere. So operational analytics, revenue cycle and billing, public health, clinical performance, pick whichever one aligns with your existing background and go deep in it. So for example, like a billing or finance professional targeting revenue cycle analytics is a completely different and far more compelling candidate than someone sending generic applications across the entire healthcare space. And when it comes to interviews, speak the language before they ask you to. If you already know what metrics like days in accounts receivable, readmission rates, or cost per patient encounter mean and why they matter, you've already answered the question most candidates have to Google the night before. That kind of fluency goes a long way. It's what signals to a hiring manager that you're not just a generic analyst who picked healthcare at random. So yes, it's still possible to kind of randomly get into that domain, but again, your chances are going to be much higher if you speak the language of that domain. So in this case, you're someone who already understands the business. So there you go, healthcare analytics. We talked about why healthcare and what makes it different, the technical skills you need and how to build them, and how to actually get hired, navigating the job hunt and interviewing. And you can apply this to any domain, but for healthcare analytics, this is ultimately even more important because it is a tough industry to get into. It pays well and it's popular for a reason. So if you follow these steps, you'll be much more equipped and prepared to nail the interview and get into this domain. I hope the video was helpful. Again, thanks to DataCamp for sponsoring the video. You can find links to the courses we talked about in the description below. Thanks again for watching, all of you amazing, beautiful people. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.